Well, greetings. This is Julian Jujamani, seen on Caribbean World TV. Rastafari, bless.
We spend a great deal on things like water systems, on fixing the roads to our archaeological sites. We spend a great deal on things like rural electrification. And we make this tremendous infrastructure push in order not only to improve communications and transportation, but as a way of creating jobs for the people of our country. And then, in terms of poverty alleviation, right at the start of our first year in office, upon the occasion of the presentation of our first budget, we increased by millions of dollars the social assistance that we give to the poor and to the elderly in our country. And this year, we have chartered a large number of social intervention programs aimed particularly at single mothers, at youth at risk, and at the rural poor. Let me give you an example of some of these programs. We are funding this year what we call a conditional cash transfer. This is money that will be given to heads of household, especially single mothers, in return for their ensuring that their children are immunized and that their children go to school. These are cash transfers that the government of Belize is funding in an effort to deal with the marginalization of the poor in our society. We have earmarked $4 million for a countrywide apprenticeship program. We know that there are too many early school leavers. We know that there are too many young persons who don't get a chance to complete their education. And while we're working on that too, we are especially concerned to see that those who might be able to acquire skills can now be placed with the craftspersons in our country to learn those skills, to acquire those skills while being paid a living wage by the government of Belize. Ladies and gentlemen, in all that we do, we are particularly motivated, we are particularly compelled with respect to the investment that we need to make, above all, in the people of the country of Belize. That is why we have, notwithstanding the global recession, notwithstanding the crisis internationally of food prices, been able to bring down the cost of living in Belize so that last year the Central Statistical Institute confirmed that there was negative inflation in our country. We have ensured that the basic basket of food items no longer pay any form of tax in our country. There is no import duty on these items. There is no general sales tax on these items, and that is what has helped to produce this measurable lowering in the cost of living for Belizeans. This year, when you look at the number of items that we have zero rated, meaning the number of items off of which we have eliminated both the import duty and the general sales tax, you will see that in fact we're talking about thousands of items. And in addition to foodstuff, There are exemptions for medicines. There are exemptions for agricultural imports. There are exemptions for tourism imports. This government, the government of the United Democratic Party that I am privileged to lead, will continue to ensure that Belizeans are taken care of and that there are the social interventions that will mean an improvement in the quality of life for all Belizeans, but particularly for the poor and the most vulnerable. Apart from trying to make the cost of living cheaper, we have sought to increase the disposable income available to the middle class and to the poor. And that is why this year in the new budget, the budget that took effect on the 1st of April, we have raised the income tax exemption threshold so that now no citizen of Belize on a fixed salary at making $500 per week or less will ever again have to pay income tax to the government. Let me see if I can make a little clearer the magnitude of that accomplishment. There are about 70,000, between 60 and 70,000 persons that are on fixed salaries in our country. With what we have done, all but 6,000 of them will pay no income tax for the rest of their working lives. And we won't stop. We won't stop until we eliminate income tax altogether. It'll take us a little while, but we're going to get there. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think you will agree that we have made a tremendous start and that the government of the United Democratic Party has demonstrated in a tangible fashion that it is capable of making the kinds of targeted interventions, of offering the sweeping relief from taxation that will lift our economy up and that will produce this tremendous elevation of our people so that we can in turn actually achieve the prosperity for our country that all our citizens need and deserve.